Manchester United coming to the end of their pre-season tour of the States. They take on Real Betis in the early hours of tomorrow morning at the Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, which is where we'll find our senior reporter, Melissa Reddy, who joins us now. Melissa, every time I've spoken to you, which has been frequently lately, I've said, what's the latest on Lenny Yoro? So what's the latest on Lenny Yoro?
Yeah, fears are growing that Lenny Yoro will be out for a lengthy period after footage emerged of him leaving training at UCLA yesterday on crutches with his left foot in a protective boot and bandaged all the way up to his knee. So it's not looking good for him. I've said that there has been a lot of concern at Manchester United around him. Now, the club haven't commented on the extent of his injury. They're leaving that up to Erik ten Hag, who will address the media tomorrow. So that is when we will get clarity over what the actual injury is and how long he's expected to be out for. Now, before that, we knew that United have ideally wanted to add another centre-back into the equation. They've pursued Jarrad Branthwaite. They've been lining up a deal for Matthias de Ligt, which seems like the easier one to do. And I think this injury twist will only harden their resolve to get another defender in, and I'd actually be quite staggered if they got to the end of the transfer window without recruiting another defender.
OK, that's interesting, because it looks like they're going to let a defender in the shape of Aaron Wan-Bissaka go, who, of course, was pretty irregular last season. So what does that say about United's transfer strategy?
I think Manchester United are showing a lot more intention this summer in what they want to do. In the past, you'd see them hold on to players. They'd give them contract extensions purely to increase their value, and then they'd struggle to sell them. What we're seeing with Aaron Wan-Bissaka is United letting a player leave who's not progressive enough to play in Erik ten Hag's system. And he is going to fund somebody who is progressive enough to play in the system, which is Mazraoui. What we're seeing is United trying to change the dynamic of the team. I think that's quite clear with all the moves they've made so far and all the targets they're interested in the market. They've been quite passive in the past in securing players who properly fit the profile of the style of play the manager wants to enforce. I think this example is very clear that they're changing tact and are starting to do just that.
Now, Scott McTominay is out there with you on this tour, but it, of course, could be his last as a United player. We've been talking a lot about him. How close do you feel his move to Fulham is?
Not close yet, because while Fulham have pursued him all summer, they haven't really made a bid that United have considered. They really need to escalate the offer, and we understand that they're planning to just do that because Emil Smith-Rowe is secure. They were focusing on him. So yeah, they need to make an improved offer. They need to actually convince Scott McTominay as well, because the club means so much to him, and his preference would be to stay at United. But if the message is you're free to go, you're going to get guaranteed game time somewhere else, it's going to be much harder for you to break into the midfield, because I think what United are planning there is to really find the perfect foil for Kobbie Mainoo. They want to build a midfield around him, so McTominay's game time might be considerably limited in the season ahead. So if that's a situation for McTominay, he's going to have to do what's best for his career. I think he does like the fact that Fulham have been interested all summer. They've made him feel quite wanted, and now it's just about putting an offer on the table that is going to make Manchester United and the player really think about it.
Melissa Reddy, our senior reporter with Manchester United in San Diego. Thank you, Melissa.